Hey everyone, it's Friday. I know I'm excited about Friday because Fridays are cool. It's the end of the week. The kids are home for the weekend. No more waking up at the crack of dawn to get things done. I'm liking the idea of going live with you guys while I cook. You know why? The other day somebody asked me, what is it that you do, Niris? Because last time I spoke to you, you were finishing your master's and you were getting, a job in this place that you call Teacher's Heaven. And, it took me a moment to respond back to them in a way that sort of made sense to somebody else. So I just said, I still teach, but my classroom is different now. I now teach exactly what I had to learn for myself. I teach others, and I still consider myself a teacher, but I don't go into a classroom. I don't work for the Board of Ed. I don't have to clock in or worry about summers or worry about the holidays, etc., or meeting with parents, etc. Now I basically am my own boss. I am at home with my kids. I am present. I am responsible for my own health and my own personal life. Hola, Morales. Marta, ¿cómo estás? I am in tune with who I believe God created me to be. And I am very grateful for this moment and for the platform that He has given me, which is basically you, Facebook, Instagram, emails, and the ability to connect with so many people and with different walks of life and be able to share a little tiny piece of light in a world that's so full of darkness. So when I answered that person, that I am still a teacher, it helped me feel good in my heart and in my soul, because since I was a little girl, I wanted to teach. You could give me, or my father wanted me to be a doctor, my father wanted me to be many things, but in my heart, I just wanted to be a teacher. Don't ask me why. It's what I was meant to do. But all of a sudden, I did go to school to become a teacher, and things didn't work out, not because it didn't. I just got burnt out. The system burnt me out, and I gave up. I gave up. I'll be honest with you. I gave up. I gave up trying to change the world and feeling like my hands were tied, and then I decided, you know what? I took the opportunity of becoming a stay-at-home I took the opportunity of becoming a stay-at-home mom and becoming a Beachbody coach and using my mess and turning it into a message to help other people. And it's taken me quite some time to come to terms with the idea that I am a teacher and that I am teaching others. Oh, this is really live. My son is coming home from school. Yeah. See? It's truly live. Thank you, Catherine. Appreciate that. So I came to terms with that, and it gave me a peace of mind, because I still know that I'm using God's gifts for His purpose. And you know why I say it's God's gift for His purpose, and why I titled this, I Teach What I Need to Learn Myself. Because at one point I was lost. I love food. I love cooking. I am Dominican. I was born in New York, but I was raised by Dominican parents. I lived in Santo Domingo for 5 years, and living in Santo Domingo transformed my taste buds and my palate, and being brought up in a Dominican home made me feel like, Spanish food is the end-all be-all, and I love it. I've learned to cook it since I was 12 years old. I've loved cooking, and I thought that in order to live a healthy lifestyle, I needed to completely go from being who I am and transforming into this, ¿cómo se dice eso? Like those people who are, ellos son como obsesionado, like they become, you see them and they're like, oh no, I don't eat rice, or no, I don't eat bread, oh no, I don't eat, you know, oh, I never will have any sweets in my life, you know, and then they're like so, you know, cutthroat, everything has to be so by the book. I was like, I could never live like that, because if you're gonna tell me that I have to follow this list that you're gonna give me and that's how I'm supposed to live and enjoy life, I could only do that for a certain limited time. And I did. I followed diets. I followed fad diets. Like I ate cabbage soup for a very long time in my life. I drank pills because I wanted the quick fix. I did a lot of things. I did Nutrisystem for a while because I was lazy. And in my head, I thought I didn't have time to cook. And to cook, it was this whole ordeal. Stupid of me, because then I was paying the huge bill of Nutrisystem and then I was still buying food to cook for my family. So it was just a waste of money. And when I found this journey, I basically thought to myself, you know what? This has to become a lifestyle, and it has to be something that I can adapt to and that I can live with. And being Dominican, I still have to eat my rice, I still have to eat my beans, I still have to cook my chicken, and I'll add some vegetables because I can't tell you that I have been able to maintain 50 pounds weight loss over 3 years without eating fruits and vegetables. I mean, that's my staple. And when I speak to people and they tell me, oh, but I'm a very picky eater, I don't eat certain things, you know, the first thing I say to them is, I am willing to help you if you're open to trying new things, to trying recipes, and I'll be there with you along the way. I will guide you, I will supply you with the same exact recipes that I use, but you have to be open to trying new things. And to be, you know, to my surprise, I've had people who have been open and committed to their change and making it a lifestyle that they started on the program, never had an asparagus, never even looked or touched one of those cabbage, Brussels sprouts. They never even tried them before, and you know, they wouldn't even use zucchini and broccoli. What am I gonna do with that? And cauliflower, I don't wanna eat that. And mushrooms, I don't eat that. But little by little, you know, you start to implement different vegetables in your life and your taste buds start to open up. And then you're like, not that bad, right? So as I started to learn and I started to teach other people, I felt like I was using God's gift for others, and I was putting into play like what he had given me, which is the teaching ability. So that's why I'm here today, because I know a lot of you struggle with cooking and making the transition from eating healthy foods into, you know, taking away the preservatives and throwing away like all the garbage we put in our bodies. Number one being sopita, adobo, sazon accent, all of those bottled seasonings that are dry and you find them near the salt section, the wrong salts. We end up polluting our own body and intoxicating it, and then we complain because we're tired and we're just piling up the weight and we're not seeing change. But in reality, if you don't change in your kitchen, change is not going to happen. So my goal is to help you, or to enlighten you and to show you that the way you were brought up doesn't have to be the way you stay. You can actually consider making changes little by little and helping yourself along the way and adapting things in a different manner. So today, when I find that I love, you know, now I feel comfortable with you guys in my kitchen, and I hope you don't mind that I give you my back and I go back and forth, but I just want to share with you that today I'm going to share with you how I season my chicken. And it's really simple, and I used to be the one that said, oh, I can't season chicken with just sal, oregano, y ajo, because you need a little bit of adobo and you need a little bit of that. No, you don't. And you need colorantes. No, you don't. You just really need, what I did was I took, I would say about 4 cloves of garlic, and I minced it with a little bit of salt, And I use the pink Himalayan salt. Se me fue. And pink Himalayan salt. Look, I've seen, you guys seen it before. I buy it in Trader Joe's. And I season my chicken with that, with the garlic and the salt. And I literally just put oregano. This one comes from Las Canas, San Jose de las Matas. That's where my parents are from. And recently my mother-in-law came and she brought some fresh oregano. Nothing tastes better than like fresh herbs. So maybe you don't have the oregano from Las Canas. I still cook delicious with that adobo, that's right. If you don't have oregano from Las Canas because you don't have somebody that can bring it for you, you can buy the oregano that is in the stores, and it's this brand, the McCormick. They carry oregano, and different brands have it too. So basically I put I would say I put a teaspoon of oregano with the garlic and the salt. And I like using certain herbs that help my body function at its best. So I don't know if I've mentioned to you before, but my mom has arthritis and she's suffering from a lot of pain lately. Rheumatoid arthritis, and you know, she has a lot of muscle aches and pains. So in my studies and looking to see what I can do to help her, because I know food is the best medicine, I've learned about the importance of using turmeric in our food. So I just put a little bit of turmeric, and here, for those of you who like to see your food like a little bit orangey or reddish, this is a perfect idea for you. So you have, I just put a little sprinkle of the turmeric. I don't know what you call it in Spanish, but turmeric is an anti-inflammatory, and it helps relieve the muscle pain and the joints. It's actually food for your bones. So I just put it on the chicken. See, it gives it like a little orangey flavor. And I'm gonna sprinkle a little bit of ginger, just because I like the little spice for your metabolism. It helps. So here's that. And I just added, just so that you know, salt, oregano, turmeric, and ginger. That's it. So now what I'm gonna do is, you gotta stay there. You can see me. I'm like, you gotta stay there. So what I'm gonna do is, I have coconut oil, the organic pressed one, and that's the one I'm gonna put at the bottom of my pan. And basically I just wait until it melts. I take about a like not even a teaspoon. I kind of like, you can see it, right? It's almost like a half of a teaspoon of the actual paste itself. And I put that. Oh, I forgot to add. I usually either put lemon in my chicken or I put vinegar. This is the vinegar I use because it's not like the apple cider vinegar. This one se asienta in the bottom. It sits on the bottom, so you know you're having the pure stuff. And what I'm gonna do is just basically pour the cap of the vinegar onto it. I did 2 caps because I love vinegar. Nora says I abuse of the vinegar, but it makes food taste good. So I'm basically heating up the pan, and then I like to heat it up really high, because once I put in the chicken, it's gonna immediately start to like color it. So the flame is gonna be really high, and I don't have to fry. I don't remember the last time I fried chicken or I fried anything, because if you know how to use your pots, you don't have to fry things. See that sound? It sounds really good. So I learned that whatever I learned for myself, and if it works for me, chances are it's gonna work for somebody else. And that's why I go to bed feeling complete and feeling satisfied, and understanding that my position here on earth is to right now live a life that is a role model to others, that you don't have to give up and wait until a specific moment in life to start doing changes that can actually add years to your life, because I know that we're all living, but some of us are just getting by, or some of us are just literally waiting for this special moment of something that is going to happen. And I know that because I speak to a lot of people, and that's what they tell me. Oh no, I have to wait because my son or my daughter is going to college, and I have to wait till, you know, to start my journey. After the summer, we'll talk. And it's perfect. So now I leave it up, and I leave it pretty much, because it's chicken cutlets, so I leave it in a medium flame and I cover it up. And now I'm going to share with you, I normally buy this lentil. This one, it's the regular one I would buy, but I found this one the other day in Trader Joe's. And it's like, it says that it's a sprouted lentil trio, and it's ready in 6 minutes. So for those people who are always on the rush of life, they need something quick that they can throw in and they can have it, right? So that's what I'm doing. I found this one. I've never cooked it before, but stepping out of my comfort zone is my second name. So I'm gonna do this with you. It says that it's gonna be done in 6 minutes, and that I should add 3 cups of boiling water to 1 cup of lentils trio. But I'm gonna be smart. And I know, because I love flavor, this is for people who like things that are a little bit bland, but I love flavor. So I know that in order to give things flavor, especially lentils, they're gonna pick up the flavor right away. I love garlic, so I'm gonna keep the garlic. And I already put the garlic in the pan, see? I already minced it and I put it in the pan. Now, what I'm gonna do is, I'm going to like sofreír el garlic. If I was a professional cook, I would tell you what that's called, but right now no me llega. I should put a little bit of coconut oil para que no se me queme. How do you call when you sofríe el ajo en la paila? How do you call that? Sofreír el ajo en la paila. Teach me English. That's the problem when you're bilingual. You forget one thing and you have the other. So I basically put a little bit of coconut oil at the bottom, and I'm going to saute. Thank you, Tamara. I am going to saute the garlic in the pot, and I'm gonna let it a little brown. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put in some onions and some red peppers. And you know why I'm doing that? Because once I put the water, it boils. 4 minutes, it's gonna be done, but at least the water is gonna have some taste to it, okay? So it's stir frying right now, it's sauteing. And I'm gonna wait a little bit until it browns. Does this help you guys? Does this work for you, that I'm actually cooking live in my kitchen and I'm answering some of the questions that come to me most of the time? And if you like this, I can continue going live and sharing with you some of my recipes. I'm actually thinking of doing a zucchini lasagna one of these days. I've never done that either, but hey, stepping out of my comfort zone, right? All right, so sauteing the garlic, and I don't want it to get brown. I just want it to like cook itself. So I'm gonna put the onions in there, and I'm gonna put a little bit of water because of course it's a little bit dry. So like that I give it space to saute itself better. Aw, Tamara, you love it. Good. I'm glad. See, because when you're on this end of things and you don't know, I don't know a lot of you personally. Literally, like, this is the blessing of having a Facebook group and being an open person. I get to meet wonderful, amazing people. So I already put the onions. I'm gonna put the red pepper, and I'm gonna bring up the flame so that it kind of sautés itself. And now, when I mashed the garlic, it had its salt. So now I don't really have to add anything. And I'm not going to add I'm not going to add oregano to the lentils. I'm just going to let it be that way and see what happens. I will add cilantro and once it starts to cook. And instead of using tomato paste, here's the thing. I stopped using tomato paste. Like, I literally don't buy tomato paste, and if I do, it's the one that comes without any salt. Hunt's actually now has the tomato paste without salt added, and I like to add my own salt. Thank you, Janet. So what I do is I use tomatoes, because tomato paste and tomato sauce comes from tomatoes. And the law of life is that you should eat as close to the ground as you possibly can. So you know how when you're going shopping, the best advice I can always give you is to stay on the outer aisles of the supermarket, because that's where the natural foods are located, on the outside of the aisle. And lucky for us, the first section in all supermarkets that we walk into, it's the fruits and the vegetables. It's almost like the message that life in itself gives us. Like, don't ignore me. I'm here. Talk to me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to chop up the tomatoes really small, and I'm going to throw it in there, because that's going to serve as my tomato paste. And that way, I don't have to add any preservatives into my food, and I know what I'm eating is fresh, is natural, and I don't have any chemicals, and I don't have any additives. And I know that because I work out every day, I already drink my Shakeology, I already have a lot of the natural ingredients. I'm not gonna sabotage everything else by adding fried food, adding sofrito to my life. Like, I mean sofrito in the sense of, you know, like sopita and adobo, because I think a lot of you do the sofrito ahead of time. But since I'm home, I can kind of use the time and create my own sazones. And I literally don't use, I like fresh peppers and fresh onions and fresh garlic. I find sometimes those things make the food taste a little bit different. So because it's only a cup of the lentils, I'm only chopping up 1 tomato. So what I'm going to do is, it's chopped up, I'm going to throw it in there so that it starts to break apart. Because remember, it's only going to boil for a few minutes. It's not going to be there like how we make beans. It's going to sit there for a long, long time. So I'm basically just stir frying the onions, the red peppers, and the tomatoes. And I'm going to cover it, lower the flame. And you know what's funny? A lot of people think, like, obviously because I'm talking to you, it's taking me a little bit longer. A lot of people think, oh, it takes so long to cook. But look, I promise you that this chicken, in about half an hour, it will be done. My kid's rice is almost gonna be done. This lentil takes 6 minutes. So you calculate that in an hour's time, food is done. You don't need takeout. You really don't need fast foods. If you set your mind to say, you know what, I'm gonna make healthy choices, all you have to do is learn and apply what you learn. Because I tell my son and my daughter all the time, you guys are gonna be different than today's society. You guys are gonna learn to cook. My mom taught me how to cook, and I appreciated that. Because a lot of people today are unhealthy, and it's because they have to rely on restaurants, and they have to rely on takeout food for their food consumption. So if they don't have anything to eat. And I don't know, I want to pass on like the same kind of recipes that I have. There's no better feeling than coming to a house with a warm kitchen, you know? Yeah, Rosemary, I've tried tomatoes with even a moro. Like, I'll put vija. I don't have bijol. And basically bijol is annatto seeds, and they're just mashed. And I put that in my in my rices, if I have to make them color, like a color thing, because we like to see food colored, I'll put that in, and it gives it some flavor. My beans, most of my beans, I do that the same. I do the tomatoes in it, and it tastes better. It tastes really good. And you know you're eating healthy, you know? So it gives it the lighter taste. So right now, like the tomatoes are, I should show you. Let me see if tastes good. I mean, I'm the cook, so I should say it tastes good, right? So here is the tomatoes and the white onions and the red peppers. I have a thing for white onions. I love white onions. I prefer white onions over red, although I know some things need red onions. So right now my chicken needs to be uncovered so that it stops throwing water, because I want it to start to simmer down. And now I'm going to put, it says to put 3 cups of water to 1 cup of lentil. So I should use my measuring cup. I should be a prepared cook and have this stuff ahead of time. Here's my measuring cup. So yeah, so basically that's what I do, guys. If you've ever felt the need to ask me the question and you don't really know what on earth is it that I do, that's it. I basically teach other people what I myself need to learn, because it's the best way that I can actually apply what I learn. I used to lack consistency. Like, that was one of the biggest things for me. I used to say I was gonna do a whole bunch of things, and then I never went through with it. So my saucepan has 3 cups of water already, and I'm gonna cover it because it says it needs to come to a boil. And then I'm gonna put in the lentils. And for those of you joining me now, we're doing the sprouted lentil trio. I've never had it, but this is what caught me. It says that True Roots enhances this lively blend of petite organic black, brown, and green lentils with the time-honored tradition of sprouting, known to boost vitamins and minerals and increase accessibility of nutrients while enhancing flavor and cutting cooking time. Lentils are one of the Earth's oldest foods and a worldwide culinary staple. So that's why I'm doing this, because if it's good for me, why not? You know, it's really packed with nutrients, and it is considered a yellow container. So, you know these little thingamajigs? You don't have to feel like you're not following things the right way. You can use this container to measure your lentils. And actually, because it has tomato and it has onions and it has peppers, here's the tip for those of you following the 21-day fix. Use this container. Yes. Use this container, the green one, to measure your lentil food, because you have vegetables in it. And then don't count it as a green. You're gonna count it as 1 green and 1 yellow, okay? And that's part of your restaurant guide in the meal plan book. For those of you who don't know, we have programs that come with meal plans that you just have to plug in with your regular lifestyle and use as needed. Oh, thank you. Katie Kawan Laiz shared a homemade seasoning. Thank you. That sounds interesting. Cumin. Oh, I love cumin. Coriander, ground cumin, Himalayan salt, garlic powder, and pepper. Very interesting. So for those of you who wonder, like, how is it that you count your calories? I don't count calories. I use my container system, which comes with the meal plan. And it basically gives you the list of foods that go in each of the containers. And you follow it, you work out, you drink Shaco, and you have basically the support you need. Because what I'm doing right now, I do it on a daily basis in my private groups. And we share recipes. Everybody goes in there and shares their tips and their ideas, and it's almost like a family of support so that you're not alone. And trust me, we learn a lot from each other. Waiting for this to boil. And then once that starts to boil, I'm basically going to put the lentils in there. And it says that once I have to let it simmer for 4 minutes, and then I'll remove from the heat and I cover it and I let it stand for 2 minutes. It says drain as needed, but if you're like me and you like your beans soupy so that you can put them on rice, then you don't have to drain it. You just have to let it like a little bit simmer more, and you have yourself kind of like, I call it habichuela guisada, but it's in English stew. So to go back to where I was, like I teach people what I needed to learn myself. One of the things I needed to do for myself so that I can actually see the change that I craved was I needed to create a consistency, a consistent habit in my lifestyle. So I was no longer the person that people thought of. Oh, Uniris siempre anda en una dieta. Uniris siempre está tratando de rebajar y nunca le pasa nada. Uniris, you know, she's always saying that she's going to lose weight and she's always saying that she's going to do this, but she's never changing. Like, we don't see the change happening. So I needed to create the consistent habit. And I've always considered myself, like if I tell someone, look, you can count on me, I'm going to be in your house at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, or you have a birthday party and you need me to help you clean up or decorate, and I told you I was going to show up, you better believe that I'm going to keep my word. Whether it's, you know, if it's something that I can't, you know, control, then obviously I'll give you a call. But I pretty much am very consistent with my word. So I know that about myself, and I use that. And I said, you know what? I'm going to take this journey and I'm going to put it out there. And I'm going to put it up on blast. So I came here to Facebook. If you go back to like 3 years ago, you'll see my silly posts about this journey. But it was my secret to holding myself accountable, to finally doing what I said I was going to do. Because now I knew that I couldn't let myself down. So here's the thing, guys. People wonder, how is it that you give your meat color? Watch. I'm not burning the pot. I'm just coloring the meat. It's almost the same. I'll bring the phone over here so that you can see it. So, see here? I'm burning the sides of the pot. And then, what I'm going to do is, it's going to give you a facial. My face is red because I'm getting a facial. I'm pouring the water just a little bit, enough so that the parts that are burned come up and they start to color the meat. And look, see, this one is already turning into the color of the meat that I want. I don't have to fry things to make it look good. All I have to do is learn to use my pots. They're here for a purpose. They have a reason. So I put my journey, I was 189 pounds when I stuck my big ass stomach, 2 C-sections and all. And I put my before picture and I said, in the next 90 days, I am going to stay consistent to my workout. And the first month, I cried. The first month, I had to wake up at 4:45 in the morning to actually get my workout in before leaving to work. Look, I had to get up and pack my lunch, pack the kids' lunch, and leave the house by 7 in the morning. I did that. But my need for change was huge. And I shared with others, those people who were following me on Facebook. It was mainly my friends and my family at the time. I shared with them what I was doing, and I invited them to be part of the journey, because now not only was I doing it for myself, but I knew that this was working for me, and I knew that it was going to work for them. So I started to share it with them, and the first month I lost 18 pounds. and I helped my coworkers and I helped my family members lose weight. So that was what I needed. And that gave me the consistency I needed to do. And I am no expert. Like, all I did was show up every single day. I worked out, I drank my Shaco, and I followed my meal plan. But I wrote down what was working for me, and I was sharing that with other people. So that's why I say that I teach others what I needed to learn. So everything that I was learning and applying, I was teaching to other people. And today, 3 years later, I'm seeing and I'm reaping the benefits of this. This has turned into my career, because I consider coaching my career. And I did that because I am a career woman. So I am not diminishing my own potential by saying I am a coach. And I am not embarrassed to tell others that I am a coach, because what I'm doing, I'm not putting a gun to people's head. I'm not doing anything illegal. I'm literally transforming lives. Because to be honest with you guys, some people need help in their nutrition. Others need help in their workouts. But most people need help up here. And they need someone else to believe in them before they believe in themselves. And that's my job. And you know why it's my job? Because I was already there. I was already in a position when nobody, not even myself, believed in myself. And I had to step up my game, and I had to say, you know what? You can do this. The first person that I inspired was my sister. Then I inspired my other coworker. And then from there on, I said, you know what? I'm gonna hold a private group, and I don't care if only 2 people show up. But this is gonna be my small classroom of people that I'm going to impact on a daily basis. And if I can help someone change their mindset for the long term, I have completed my mission on this earth. Period. And to be honest with you, I have learned how to fight fear in its face. I have learned to overcome depression. I have learned to stay the course when everything crumbles into pieces around me. So I am able to use those experiences and teach other people so that they too can believe in themselves, and they too can understand that no matter how dark your world is, no matter how difficult your present circumstances are, you will come out of it. Because you weren't meant to live in misery. You weren't meant to live afraid. You were not meant to live in shambles. You were created with reason, with purpose, and with something amazing inside of you. But the world, society, and our enemy have built this whole scenario around you that has you stuck within your own head and makes you think you can't. But the day you believe you will, and the day you get sick and tired of feeling stuck, and you say, F this. Nobody else is gonna come and pay my bills. Nobody else is gonna come and tell you, get up. Instead, you're gonna have people who are gonna actually push you so that you can fall down and never get up. But you have a bigger creator. So that's where I basically taken charge and turned this into what it is. My passion, my purpose, and my God-given gift. So I get on this emotional thing because I'm passionate about what I do. So the water is boiling for the lentils. It went in. Now it says to cover it and let it simmer for 6 minutes. So it is now 4:18. And I'm basically just gonna end this live stream with asking you if you have any questions for me that you feel I can answer. Yeah. And yes, Lucy, I can't wait till you start, because I am always open to helping other people make changes, but I'm not there to do it for others unless they're willing and ready to change. I always share when my groups are starting. Right now, I have a new group starting because I closed my old one. My new group starts May 16th. And I will have one open up May 31st. Let me look. It's right after Memorial Day, and this one's gonna be different. And I won't tell you why it's gonna be different. No, Monday, May 30th is my exclusive group. And I'll just give you a hint. It's going to be called Shaped by Grace. Because I believe, and I'm not gonna cry, but that name, God gave it to me recently. And it's not gonna be a group for people who just want to lose weight. It's going to be for women or for people who want to conquer their lives, but it starts from the inside. So I'm gonna be looking for people to start on that group. That's gonna be the May 30th group. Lucy messaged me so that you can get started, and just tell me what I need to do for the Shaped by Grace group. This is not gonna be for everyone, and it's truly only for people who are willing to do whatever it takes. Like, you're willing to unstuck yourself. And as I said, I am not an expert. I can only help you with the same tools that I have. So you have to be willing to commit to your Shakeology, to one of our fitness programs, and to having me as your coach. So if you already have a coach, you have to reach out to that coach and help you stay accountable to your goals. But if you don't have a coach and you want me to be that person to hold you through it, then you need to message me or comment below, and I will definitely reach out to you and get you started. Because it all has to be from you. I can only inspire you. I can only give you the tools. But at the end of the day, do you really want to change? Because that's how you're gonna know if you're gonna get to it. All right? So I have a new group on May 16th. It's gonna be closing soon. And my exclusive one for Shaped by Grace is for May 30th. If you want part in that, be quick and get in, because I'm only going to work with 10 women. No more than that. I'm going to close it after that. And that's it. So I love you guys, and I'm going to post the after pictures of my lentils, because I'm excited. It's going to taste good. It's going to look good. And my chicken is finito. You know what I'm going to do to my chicken? I said I was going to be done, but I forgot. I'm going to saute some mushroom with white onions, and that's going to be what I'm going to put on top of it with a little bit of vinegar and olive oil. Voila! Dinner is served. Alrighty, guys. Thank you for joining and for being patient and cooking with me. Food is done in 42 minutes. Love ya!